Welcome back to Video Evidence presented by Crime Fiction Lover. Today's case involves Jimmy Perez. This detective has been the main character of the TV series Shetland, but he's also the main character in the Shetland series of novels by Ann Cleeves. Now, when the headline has gone out that Jimmy Perez is back, I think a lot of people have assumed that this means that Douglas Henshall is returning to the television series to play the role of Jimmy Perez. The series is based on the characters from the books and not necessarily the stories. But the real story here is that the character, as written on the page, is returning to print. He'll be back with us in October in The Killing Stones by Ann Cleeves. Here's a little segment where Ann announces the book, and we'll be right back to you in a second with our thoughts on what you can expect from this novel.
Hello, my name's Ann Cleeves and I'm a crime writer. I want to tell you a little bit about my new book, which is called The Killing Stones, and it features Jimmy Perez. I thought I'd left Jimmy behind when he left Shetland in the last book of that series, Wildfire, but I really wanted to come north again and I was interested to know what he'd been up to. So this book is set in Orkneys and it features him and his partner Willow, and it starts off on a very, very stormy night when one of his very best friends is killed in the smallest island of Westray.
When I look at this book, what interests me most isn't so much the connection to or the continuation of the Shetland series, but the idea that Jimmy is developing and growing as a character. I think that in Anne's time away from him, she's gained some new perspectives, and I think we'll see some new sides to Jimmy, maybe yes, definitely some growth in his personality and his character. He's arriving in Orkney now with his partner and their child, and I think another child is on the way. That seems like cause for optimism and happiness, but there's some very bad news in store for him. An old friend of his has been killed on a stormy night, and near the body, they find a Neolithic artifact with ancient inscriptions on it. Looking into the Killing Stones more, I've found out that Ann Cleeves has done a lot of research into the heritage and culture of the Orkney Islands and some of the archaeological digs that have gone on around there. I have a feeling that this means that some of the old folklore and stories of the islands and its people will inform the story. And folklore, folk horror, they're huge categories at the moment. It's coming into crime fiction more and more, and frankly, we love it. We love taking journeys out to the Celtic fringe, the furthest, most remote edges of Europe. And that's where sort of like pre-Roman and pre-Anglo-Saxon customs have survived the best. The languages too are kept alive. West Wales, Ireland, the north and the west of Scotland. This story takes place on Westray, which is the island the furthest northwest on the Orkney archipelago. It's a very remote place, very wild place. The weather, the climate, the terrain, I'm betting are going to have an impact on how well Jimmy can investigate this case. And like I said, it's where some ancient belief systems that we might not too readily understand still thrive. So that's another reason why I think this book is going to be so interesting. These little trips into the deep past, they're full of shadow, they're full of darkness, but I think they're also full of texture and intrigue, and the light that we do find deep in there is all the more fascinating. So keep an eye on Crime Fiction Lover. Uh, Upcoming, we'll have more coverage of this book. We'll have a review. It goes on sale in the UK in October, and American readers will be lucky enough to get it in September. If you like what you've seen here on video evidence, please click subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you again here on the channel soon.